If your mind has been busy tonight, if your thoughts have been circling the same quiet worries, the same unfinished conversations, the same little questions that seem to grow louder when the world gets still, then this story is for you. Tonight, there is nothing you need to solve, nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to figure out before morning. For now, all you have to do is listen, breathe gently, and imagine yourself somewhere calm, somewhere quiet, somewhere moving slowly through the rain. Good evening, traveler, and welcome back to the Global Story Keeper. Tonight's sleep story is for the overthinkers, for the tired minds, for those who carry too much into the night. So settle in, let your shoulders soften, let your eyes grow heavy if they wish to. And when you are ready, we will begin with a rainy train ride home. It is evening, not quite late, but late enough for the city to have softened around the edges. The sky above is a deep shade of blue-gray, heavy with rain, and the streets shine beneath it like dark glass. You are standing beneath the shelter of a train station platform. The roof above you catches the rain in a steady rhythm, a gentle tapping, a soft pattering, 1,000 tiny sounds blending into one calm, endless whisper. Beyond the platform, the tracks stretch into the distance, silver lines disappearing into mist. The rails glisten under the station lights, reflecting little streaks of gold and white and pale blue. Every few moments, a drop of rain falls from the edge of the roof and lands near your shoes with a soft little sound. You have had a long day, not a terrible day, maybe, not the kind of day that breaks anything, but the kind of day that leaves your thoughts tangled. The kind of day that follows you home. Maybe there was a conversation you keep replaying, something you said, something you did not say, a look someone gave you, a message you answered too quickly or too slowly. Maybe there is something waiting for you tomorrow, a task, a decision, a responsibility, something your mind keeps picking up and turning over, as if thinking about it one more time might finally make it feel lighter. It does not feel lighter, not yet. So you stand there beneath the station roof, watching the rain fall beyond the platform, and for the first time all evening, you allow yourself to simply be still. There are only a few other people waiting nearby. A person in a dark coat scrolling quietly on their phone. Someone with an umbrella folded at their side, drops of water slipping from its edge. Couple standing close together, speaking in low voices that disappear into the rain. No one is rushing now. Not really. The day has already done what it came to do. The evening has arrived, and the train will come when it comes. You take a slow breath in. The air smells faintly of rain, cool pavement, metal rails, and the distant warmth of a city. Inhale and exhale. You do not have to chase the next thought. You do not have to answer every worry. You are allowed to stand here beneath the rain-dark sky and wait. A soft announcement echoes through the station. The words are distant and gentle, blurred by the rain and the hum of the platform lights. Then far down the track, you see it, a glow, small at first, two pale lights in the mist. The train is coming, slowly, steadily, drawing closer through the rain. You hear the low sound of it before it arrives, a deep, soothing rumble beneath the platform, the quiet song of wheels on wet rails. The sound grows warmer, fuller, closer, until the train slides into the station with a soft metallic sigh. The windows are streaked with rain. Behind the glass, the carriage lights glow warm and golden. For a moment, the train seems like less of a machine and more like a moving shelter. A small, bright room passing through the weather. The doors open. A few passengers step out. Their footsteps echo softly on the platform. Then you step inside. The air in the train is warmer than the air outside. Not hot, just gently warm. Enough to make your hands relax. Enough to make the rain feel farther away. The doors give you a quiet chime behind you. You walk down the carriage slowly. There are many empty seats tonight. Rows of soft fabric. Metal poles catching reflections from the ceiling lights. Windows darkened by evening, covered in moving beads of rain. You choose a seat by the window, a quiet corner, somewhere you can lean back, look out, and not be needed by anyone for a while. You sit down. Your body notices the seat beneath you, the gentle support against your back, the small weight of your hands resting in your lap, the tiredness in your legs beginning to loosen. Outside, the platform waits in a blur of rain and light. A few passengers move past the windows. Their shapes stretch and soften through the wet glass. For a moment, everything outside looks like a painting made of reflections. Then the doors close. The train gives a small shiver, and slowly, almost carefully, it begins to move. At first, the platform drifts by. The lights slide past the window one by one, and the station begins to fall away behind you. The train gathers itself. The wheels settle into their rhythm, a soft, steady sound beneath you. The city opens outside the window, dark buildings, wet streets, red brake lights blowing in long streaks across the road. Apartment windows shining here and there like little lanterns in the rain. You watch it all pass by, not trying to understand it, not trying to hold on to any of it, just watching. The rain taps against the glass beside you. Tiny drops race each other down the window. Some move quickly. Some pause halfway. Some merge with others and become something larger before slipping out of sight. Your thoughts are a little like that tonight. Some quick, some slow, some joining together until they feel bigger than they really are. And yet, outside the window, the rain does not argue with itself. It simply falls. The train does not question the tracks. It simply follows them. The city does not ask to be understood all at once. It simply flows and passes by. You let your head rest gently against the seat. The carriage is quiet. There is a soft hum from the lights above, a low vibration beneath your feet, a faint rustle now and then as someone shifts in their seat. No one here knows all the thoughts you carried onto this train. No one can see the little worries tucked behind your eyes. And for once, that feels peaceful. You do not have to explain yourself here. You do not have to perform calm. You do not have to have the right answer. You can simply be a tired person in a warm train, moving through the rain toward home. The first stop arrives gently. The train slows. The rhythm beneath you softens. Outside, another platform appears from the darkness, bright and quiet under its shelter. A few people stand waiting with their collars turned up against the weather. The doors open. Cool air slips briefly into the carriage. Someone steps in, shaking rain from their coat. Someone else steps out and disappears beneath an umbrella. You watch without needing to know their stories. Everyone carrying something. Everyone going somewhere. Everyone hoping in their own quiet way to arrive. As the train waits, You notice one thought from the day rise in your mind. Something small, maybe. Something you have replayed more than once. A sentence, a mistake, a moment that did not go exactly the way you wanted. Your mind reaches for it automatically. It wants to inspect it again, turn it around, check every side, imagine how it sounded, wonder what it meant. But tonight, you do not have to follow it all the way down. You can notice it. You can name it softly, a thought from the day. That is all. Just a thought from the day. Not a verdict, not a prophecy, not a thing that needs to travel all the way home with you. The doors chime, they close, and as the train begins moving again, you imagine leaving that thought behind on the platform. Not angrily, not dramatically, just gently. It stays there beneath the station lights, softened by the rain, while you continue on. The train pulls away. The platform slips backward. The thought grows smaller and smaller until it is only another blur of light in the window. You breathe in and breathe out. The day can stay behind you now. You have carried it far enough. The train moves on through neighborhoods where the windows glow warmly above quiet streets, past small shops with their signs reflected in puddles, past trees bending softly beneath the rain, past roads where cars move slowly, their tires whispering over wet pavement. Everything outside is in motion, but none of it asks you to hurry. You feel the rhythm of the train beneath you, steady, reliable, almost like a heartbeat. The wheels move over the rails in a soft, repeating pattern, a sound you do not need to count, a sound you do not need to understand, a sound that simply carries you. And as the train carries you, another kind of thought appears. This one is familiar, the thought of what other people might think. Maybe someone misunderstood you. Maybe someone expected more of you. Maybe you wonder if you were too quiet, too much, too distant, too honest, not enough. The mind can be very creative when it is tired. It can build entire rooms out of one glance, entire stories out of one message, entire storms out of silence. Outside the train window, the rain keeps falling, and the city does not pause to judge each drop. The second stop approaches. The train slows again. Lights gather outside the glass. Another platform, another shelter, another small island in the rain. The doors open, a soft chime, a breath of cooler air, a few footsteps, then stillness. You look out through the rain-streaked window. The platform lights are hazy and gentle. The people waiting there are wrapped in their own worlds, their own thoughts, their own unfinished days. And you realize something very quietly. Most people are not thinking about you as much as your mind fears they are. They are carrying their own weather, their own memories, their own worries about what they said, what they did, what tomorrow might ask from them. You do not have to live inside every imagined opinion. You do not have to answer questions no one has asked. You do not have to keep proving that you deserve rest. So when the doors close again, you let the train take you forward, and you leave behind the need to be understood by everyone. You leave behind the imagined conversations, the silent judgments, the invisible audience. They remain on the platform, dissolving slowly into the rain. And you continue home. The carriage feels quieter now. Or perhaps your mind does. You shift slightly in your seat. Your body has begun to understand that the day is ending. Your shoulders are lower than before. Your breathing is slower. The window beside you is cool, but the air around you is warm. The rain makes soft silver lines across the glass. Beyond it, the city becomes less busy. The buildings are lower here, the streets wider, the lights fewer and farther apart. You pass a small park. Its benches shine with rain. The trees stand dark and peaceful, their branches moving gently in the wind. For a moment, you imagine the rain falling on the leaves, each drop landing and slipping away. Nothing held too tightly, nothing forced to stay. The train rocks softly, just enough to remind you that you are being carried. You do not have to push. You do not have to plan the entire path. You are already on your way. And then comes the thought of tomorrow. Tomorrow with its lists, its responsibilities, its unknowns, its small demands waiting just beyond sleep. Your mind wants to prepare for all of it now. It wants to rehearse, to predict, to protect you by thinking ahead. And maybe, in its own way, your mind is trying to help. But tonight, you can thank it softly and let it rest. The third stop comes into view. This station is quieter than the others. fewer lights, fewer people, rain falling steadily beyond the platform roof. The train slows, the doors open. For a few moments, nothing much happens. No rush, no urgency, just the soft sound of rain and the patient pause of the train. You imagine placing tomorrow on that platform, not throwing it away, not ignoring it forever, just setting it down for the night. Tomorrow does not need you yet. Tomorrow has not arrived. And when it does, you will meet it then, with whatever strength you have, with whatever clarity morning brings. But tonight belongs to rest. Tonight belongs to the rain. Tonight belongs to the quiet ride home. The doors close. The train moves again. And tomorrow stays behind for now, waiting somewhere far beyond the glass, where it cannot reach you until morning. You breathe slowly, gently, and the space inside you grows a little wider. The train continues, the rain continues, and you continue with them. There is no great moment of change, no sudden answer, no perfect solution arriving all at once, just the simple comfort of moving forward, one quiet stretch of track at a time. Sometimes peace does not arrive like a bright light. Sometimes it arrives like this: a warm seat, a dark window, a rainy evening, a train carrying you home while your thoughts slowly loosen their grip. You look at your reflection in the window, faint, soft, layered over the passing city light. You can see the outline of your face, but not sharply. The rain blurs everything, and somehow that feels kind. You do not need to see yourself perfectly tonight. You do not need to measure the day. You do not need to decide whether you did enough. You made it here. That is enough for now. The fourth stop approaches. This one feels almost dreamlike. The platform is nearly empty. The lights glow through the mist. Rain falls in silver threads beyond the edge of the roof. The train slows. The doors open. And in the quiet, one last thought rises. The old thought, the heavy one. The thought that says you should have done more, been better, handled everything perfectly. You know this thought. It has traveled with you many times. It likes to sit beside you at the end of long days. It likes to whisper that rest must be earned by becoming flawless first. But tonight, on this warm train, with rain moving gently across the window, you do not believe it quite as much. You are allowed to be unfinished. You are allowed to be learning. You are allowed to have moments that are awkward, imperfect, uncertain, human. A rainy train does not wait for the whole sky to clear before it moves. It moves through the weather, slowly, faithfully, one track at a time. And you can too. So as the doors prepare to close, you leave perfection there on the platform. You leave the impossible version of yourself standing beneath the lights. The version who always knows what to say, always makes the right choice, always stays calm, always keeps everyone happy. You let that version fade into the rain, and you remain here, real, tired, breathing, carried, enough. The doors close, the train moves on, and something inside you becomes very quiet. Now the city outside is softer, more familiar. The train is nearing your stop. You can feel it in the way the route begins to settle into places you know. A certain curve in the tracks, a certain row of lights, a certain stretch of buildings passing in the rain. Home is not far now. The carriage has grown even quieter. Some passengers have left. A few remain, scattered in their seats, each wrapped in the gentle silence of the ride. You look down at your hands. They are resting still. You had not noticed when they stopped holding tension. Your breathing has become slower. Your thoughts still exist, perhaps, but they are farther away now, softer, less urgent, like light seen through the rain. The train begins to slow one final time. Your stop is approaching. Outside, the platform appears, familiar, quiet, wet with the evening rain. The train eases beside it and comes to a gentle stop. The doors open. You stand slowly. There is no need to rush. You step out onto the platform, and the cooler air meets you again. Fresh, rain-scented, calm. The train waits behind you for a few moments. Then the doors close with a low hum. It begins to move again. You watch it leave, its warm windows sliding past, its lights fading down the track, carrying other people onward into the rainy night. Then it is gone, and the station is quiet. You walk toward the exit. Your footsteps are slow. The rain is softer now, falling in fine mist beyond the shelter. The city around you feels hushed, not asleep exactly, but quieter, kinder. You step outside, The rain touches your coat, cool little drops, gentle and harmless. The streetlights glow above the wet pavement, making golden pools on the sidewalk. You begin the short walk home. There are trees along the street, their leaves shining dark green under the rain. Cars pass now and then, their tires making soft sounds on the road. A window glows in a nearby building. Somewhere behind glass, someone is making tea. Someone is closing curtains. Someone is washing a cup. Someone is ending their day. And so are you. With every step, the train ride feels like a bridge behind you. A bridge between the noise of the day and the quiet of the night. You do not need to pick the thoughts back up. The ones you left behind can stay where they are. The day at the first station, the imagined opinions at the second, tomorrow at the third, perfection at the fourth. They do not need to come inside with you. You reach your building. The entrance light glows softly above the door. You step inside, away from the rain. The lobby is quiet, warm, still. The sound of the weather becomes muffled behind the glass. A soft, distant hush. You make your way upstairs, perhaps by the elevator, rising gently floor by floor. Or perhaps by stairs, each step slow and familiar. There is no hurry now, only the simple movement toward rest. At your door, you take out your key. The small sound of it turning in the lock feels comforting, ordinary, safe. You step inside, home. The air is still, the rooms are dim. Everything is waiting quietly, exactly as it is. You remove your shoes, set down whatever you were carrying. Let your shoulders drop fully now. The rain continues outside the windows, soft against the glass, a sound that asks nothing from you. Maybe you change into something comfortable. Maybe you wash your hands with warm water. Maybe you make a cup of tea and hold it between your palms. Or maybe you are too tired for anything except the simple kindness of sitting down. Whatever you choose is enough. You move to the window for a moment. Outside, the city is blurred with rain. Lights shimmer on the streets below. Somewhere far away, another train moves through the night, carrying other tired people home. You watch the rain, and you feel the quiet truth of this evening settle around you. You did not need to solve everything. You did not need to replay every moment. You did not need to prepare for everything possible tomorrow. You only needed to come home. And now you are here. The room is warm. The rain is steady. The night is gentle. You let the rest of the world continue without you for a while. Messages can wait. Questions can wait. Plans can wait. Even the thoughts that feel important can soften at the edges and drift into the background. There will be time for life again tomorrow, but this moment is not for doing. This moment is for resting. You sit quietly, or lie down, or close your eyes, and the sound of the rain becomes the only thing you need to follow. A soft rhythm, a patient rhythm, a rhythm that has no deadline. Rain on the window, rain on the roof, rain along the quiet streets. The train ride is over now. The day is behind you. Tomorrow is not here yet, and tonight you are allowed to rest. Nothing more needs to be carried. Nothing more needs to be answered. Nothing more needs to be solved. You are home. You are safe. You are tired. And you can let go. So let the rain take the edges off the day. Let the quiet hold what your mind no longer needs to hold. Let your body grow heavy. Let your breathing become slow. Inhale gently and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. There is nowhere else you need to be. There is nothing else you need to become tonight. Only here, only this, only the rain. And as the city glows softly beyond the window, as the last train disappears somewhere into the night, as the world becomes quiet enough for sleep, you allow yourself to drift, thought by thought, breath by breath, raindrop by raindrop, softer, slower, deeper, until even the need to think begins to fade. Wherever you are in the world tonight, may your mind grow quiet. May your body feel safe. May the rain carry away what you no longer need. And until our next journey, good night.